What's up, guys? Jenna Say What here, coming to you to give you some news, give you some neopets, possibly neopets. You're definitely getting makeup. You're definitely going to get some makeup done. So you're going to see some of that going on. Anya has been up my ass. Not a problem. That's not a problem. She's looking at me like, how dare. But anyways, yeah, Anya's been demanding attention today, and so that's why I was a little late. Her and Douglas are both like going off the deep end on needing attention, so I can't help it. I love my cats. So yeah. Anya is still adoptable. We're still waiting on someone that's good to take her, but you know, she's still hanging out. She'll still be here. Hanging out, doing her thing. Think I'm gonna be going for like a more 90s style kind of alt look today, because I got some like I don't have my outfit on. However, we got, because I'm going to a drive-in theater with cars that are like top-down cars, like they have like convertibles, top-down cars, Jesus Christ, convertibles. So like it's gonna be hot as fuck. So the top might end up changing, but it is like completely see-through, but it's like a little cemetery situation. You can't really see it unless it's on me. It looks like absolutely nothing. But yeah, it's kind of like a cemetery gothy kind of thing. And then I got like my pants, but they are mesh. So I'm thinking that I might be too hot in that, so I might end up just completely like going tank top, shorts, and just being like, fuck it. But we'll see. Anyways, so I wanted to get into a little of the news. Let me pull up my notes right now. So yeah, we have, oh yeah, yesterday was the fucking, bullshit, what is it called? The Trump Instagram. Hold on, I am like not fucking on it at all today. Trump's speech yesterday. Just as suspected, he was laying the groundwork for calling into question the midterms because he knows he's gonna fucking lose. I'm gonna tell you that right the fuck now. This motherfucker knows he's going to lose, so he is doing anything and everything that he can to keep from having anything, you know, any accountability. Why is this not loading? Interesting. Quite interesting. My Instagram on my face or on my computer is not wanting to work. And so I'm like, well, this is interesting. And now I'm like, oh man, this sucks. She's in her litter box. I don't know if you can hear that. She's ridiculous. Why are you not working? Yeah, my page is just not wanting to load. Look at this shit. Oh, look at that. It's... Where do I need that? There we go. There we go. I was like, you guys don't need to see my bookmarks. You guys would be like, oh, you got a spicy site bookmark. Yeah, no shit. JennaSayWhat.com/links. You'll find all the links there. They range from mild sauce to spicy. You'll figure that out when you get there. What the fuck, dude? That means I have to go through this because I want to find the video of Trump and what he was saying. God damn it. I know I downloaded it, but anyways, just like me, but only much worse, Trump was not even able to actually articulate what the fuck he needed to talk about. Actually, I might be able to find it on YouTube. Trump speech was today 7/16. He only spoke for about 20 minutes, so I can actually like probably find the actual video of him doing it. Beautiful. We have, oh, look at that. It's right on their website. Wow.
What was possible?
US. I know, we heard him, but we didn't see him. Oh, wait a second, I gotta mute. And then we gotta pump up the jam. Pump it up while your feet are stomping. Anyways. Let's see if I can find it. Ew, get out of here.
Think of that, tens of millions of
Let's
voters.
see if my brain can remember exactly where it was.
The American people are beautiful, are great American people. But that all changes right now. The documents we will release starting tonight have been gathered by the White House Government Transparency Task Force, a great group of people, along with the staff. Confidence in election, but to earn that confidence by confronting vulnerabilities. And
he's sounding awfully hoarse, doesn't he? Doesn't he, people? Doesn't he sound a little hoarse? Which is a huge key indicator on his, which it seems kind of weird that would be an indicator, but that is what he's not able to swallow like he used to, because his dementia was happening. His pieces of his brain are going away. They're going bye-bye, never to return again. So things like your swallowing mechanism tend to go. They're one of the first things that kind of goes. Typically with dementia patients, the reason that they pass away is from like a complication, not necessarily dementia, because depending on what kind of dementia you have, it can shut down organs because your brain just forgets how to pump blood. That sounds like people that are in the medical field, that's like, what the fuck? But your brain forgets to pump blood, or it forgets to activate your lung. You know, all of a sudden your lungs are not moving anymore, you know? So with every time that he's not, like, every little health issue, even that, as simple as that, shows us how far he is progressing in his dementia. Now, mind you, I am not a doctor. I was a phlebotomist. I drew blood. But anyone that's ever been in the healthcare field can tell you, working in the hospital field for like 5 years, 10 years or more, like I have, you pick up things. Because, like, I'm inquisitive, so I always ask doctors, like, things. Because I always have a really good rapport with, like, the doctors and the nursing staff and everybody. So, like, whenever it came to dementia, that's how I always said, like, I hope to God that neither one of my parents go of dementia. Because then I would, because that's, like, the worst way to watch your parent go. Unless your dad, you find out later that your dad's a pedophile and molested you, in which case then you're like, see you later, bitch. But I digress. We're gonna say that with him too, because pedophile as well. Anyways, let's continue.
Them very, very quickly, and that's what we're doing. The documents cover 5 major areas of concern. First, they show that over a period of years, starting during the 2020 election cycle.
That, by the way, is his cycle. Just so you know. I'm going to see if I can speed this up. Can I speed it up a little bit? Love it. Because, yeah, he talks slow enough that even sped up, I typically do it at like 2.2 speed on my Instagram, and people haven't complained yet. Because that actually puts him at like a normal speech cadence, in my opinion. But anyways, he was in charge of the elections and the voting machines and all of that in 2020. He lost the 2020 re-election, or the 2024 or whatever re-election. And that's whenever Joe Biden got in. He was in charge of the voting machine. Like, he knew. So he was like, I think this is whenever he says, like,
the People's Republic of China carried out what is believed to be the largest compromise of election data in history, resulting in China's illicit acquisition of 220 million U.S. voter files. That information includes names, addresses, phone numbers.
And he decides to post the proof of all this. And it shows that China, or that Russia was actually helping Trump to get elected.
Political party preferences and other sensitive data that would be needed to register to vote and engage in other nefarious activities, which is exactly what was happening. This data loss presents an unprecedented election security nightmare. The intelligence even shows that China assigned a data exploitation unit specifically to this new project.
No.
Compounding the travesty, the second set of documents we are releasing reveals that members of the deep state, very, very famous group of people, in many cases.
Yeah, you, bitch!
Intelligence agency work to actively suppress and downplay information about the extent of China's sinister election meddling.
You mean Russia?
Covering it up from both the president and the American people like nobody thought was possible. U.S. spy agencies began learning about the compromise of voter registration files in 2020 when they discovered that tens of millions of voter data. Think of that, tens of millions of voters' data in 18 states have been bought, stolen, or hacked by China. Yet those responsible for sounding the files in 2020 when they discovered that tens of millions of voter data.
Listen to how he talks.
Tens of millions of voters' data in 18 states have been bought, stolen, or hacked by China. Yet those responsible.
He's having issues saying the words. He's having issues saying simple words and phrases. He's having issues because he has dementia. That's why he has that, like, inability to form words. It's because those parts of his brain are gone. Just like the part of my brain that's gone, I'm supposed to put... I just had, like, I very rarely get acne now. Trust me, I paid my penance. But now, like, I just randomly started to get, like, a zit, and I was like, what the fuck? What is this? I'm very lucky now. Trust me, I was not lucky for, like, most of my life. So, where did I put my... I got it.
For sounding the alarm instead kept the information secret and hidden. They did not disclose to me as president or to anyone else, and to the best of our knowledge, they did not inform Congress. In fact, all they kept saying is, this is the most secure election in the history of our country. A standard, very pat line that was divvied out to say.
All lies. He's lying.
Colossal security breach is even more disturbing in light of the additional information showing that China engaged in other election-related activities to undermine my first administration in our 2020 campaign. They did not want, and they just didn't want it. They fought like hell not to have it, Donald Trump, to win.
Did you notice that he had a speech issue and then he goes off script? Have you ever done, like, spoken in public, like, for class or something, and I know that I do this. I have to re-record my stuff on Instagram, like, all the time, right? All the time. Like, re-record it, because I will mess up a line, and then I'll go off script. Instead of just, and then going through it. That's what he just did.
And for good reason. As the documents we are releasing show, CIA reporting explicitly stated, and I quote, In mid-2018, the Chinese Communist Party's policy was to leverage all domestic and foreign elements
I don't think I
that were opposed to
rewound
the
it.
U.S.
Hold on.
president and else, and to the best of our knowledge, they did not inform Congress. In fact, all they kept saying is, this is the most secure election in the history of our country, a standard, very pat line that was divvied out
Hey,
to say.
stream.
The cover-up of this colossal security breach is even more disturbing in light of the additional information showing that China engaged in other election-related activities to undermine my first administration and our 2020 campaign. They did not want, and they just didn't want it. They
There it
fought
is.
like hell not to have it, Donald Trump to win, and for good reason. As the document...
Donald Trump to win for good reason. When he goes off script, he can't, he's not speaking properly because he can't. Those synapses in his brain are no longer firing. How are you doing, stream? How's life? How's life treating you? That's him trying to save. Do a save throw. He's gonna throw a nat one is what he's gonna do. Because now he's talking about himself in third person, which he did multiple times. We're not gonna watch this whole thing, but like, just so you know, because I know you just got in here too, stream. But the entire time he lied. The entire time there were so many times during his speech that he had very bad misspeaks, like talking about himself, and that wasn't the first time either. If you didn't watch this, you're not missing anything, I promise. But he misspoke several times and talked about himself in third person. And I think that that's really weird because I don't think I've ever heard a presidential speech where he talked about himself in third person. Was he Zaphod Beeblebrox? Like, Jesus Christ. I don't even think he spoke in third person. No, I think he did. I haven't seen Hitchhiker's Guide in a while, but like, he's speaking about himself in third person. That's so, like, that's not. And I know some people would be like, who gives a shit? Like, people do that all the time. But, like, he's the president of the United States, and there's question as to his ability to serve as president because of all of this, like, there's very obviously something wrong with him. He keeps going to get physicals. This is his 4th in 2 years. That's his 4th in 2 years. Plus, he's talking about how I'm getting this cognitive exam, and I'm up. And that's not a cognitive, or it is a cognitive exam. He keeps calling it an IQ test. It's not a fucking IQ test. It's quite literally a test to see how far his dementia has progressed. There are so many people out there that are talking about this exact thing. A lot of experts, a lot of doctors, a lot of medical professionals that are all saying this is not an IQ test. This is a cognitive exam for a dementia patient. He gives it away several times whenever he talks about how, I find which, they tell you, like, name 3 things. And they give you the 3 items at the beginning of the test. Like, for example, the old doctor's office that I worked at, their cognitive exam was apple, table, penny. I remember it like nobody's business because we would just walk around and be like, apple, table, penny. Like, just at each other. But that's the 3 items that you have to remember at the end. The elephant, the zebra, and I don't remember what the other one was because I don't really fuck it. You know what? Probably have dementia too. But he always talks about the animals that he has to pick between. That's another one of those. Like, we just happen to do a apple, table, penny. I almost, Chicago almost came out of me. Apple. I almost said apple. I try to hold my accent at bay, but sometimes, and as I've learned, specifically, if I'm doing my my Instagram video, I found out that sometimes I just have to allow myself to have an accent because I talk too fast. So if I'm doing those video, or if I'm doing that video, oh shit. And I try to get everything in like 3 minutes or less. And I've been damn good at it too. Like I do dwindle down the news significantly. And I go more in depth here, but damn, like I've been because I use my Chicago accent. It just comes out. I'm like like Chicago and Massachusetts, not necessarily Boston, but all right.
We are releasing show CIA.
Let me see if I can find
CIA report out of the president, but the findings are stunning. Today, I'm asking the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, the Department of.
So this is his like ask of the, you know, still talking about the election being rigged and stolen. So that's still on that same page. So we haven't missed or lost anything.
Justice, the FBI, and the CIA to investigate how and why such crucial information was hidden, to fire those involved in the cover-up, and to file criminal charges, if appropriate, against these people.
Out of context, you think that this would be about the Epstein files, but it's not.
Yet concealing China's meddling was only the beginning. The third set of documents we are releasing proves that for many years, Americans were blatantly lied to about the security of our election infrastructure, including electronic voting machines and ballot counting systems. Dishonest, almost all. They're vulnerable.
Insane.
And they're easily compromised, and people within our government knew that. Tonight, we're publishing a series of previously classified U.S. intelligence community assessments and other.
And that all points to him getting helped by Russia.
Reports proving that our government has long known these machines are extremely exposed to attack. As one assessment states, we judge that the United States adversaries, including at a minimum Russia, China, Iran, North Korea, as well as non-state groups, have the capability to compromise U.S. election infrastructure. That's unquote, but that's some statement, isn't it? Made by supposedly great patriots of our country. The document goes on to further state.
We don't even need to hear the rest of it. But what he's doing is exactly what he is paying for or has paid for in court. Everything that he is saying, he has been in court for and lost. The first step to giving yourself a 90s alt girl style look is make your eyes look dead. The more you look like a corpse, the better off it is. Anyways. Get it? But yeah, everything that he said was a lie. Everything that he has said in this press conference is a lie. And remember, do you guys remember whenever presidents use this time to like tell us about the country and how we're doing as a nation instead of lying and doing this shit? Because it feels like 2,000 years ago. Hence why my eyes are sunken in like a hollowed out corpse. But yeah, dude, we've been through this. He's been through this. But he's still going, dudes. Like, Fox News lost their licensing, their broadcast licensing for like news. Fox News is now Fox News Fox Entertainment. Or Fox News Entertainment or whatever. It's not a newscasting anymore. They do the news, but they've lost that licensing. I don't know if Trump reestablished it, but it's still like they lost it because of this exact reason. The voter fraud, but it's also like the machines. The voting machines, the company that owns those, they sued him. Or sued Fox News. And they won. They fucking won. So it's like, what are we doing here, dude? Like, what are we actually doing here? They're also saying that Trump is making Mark Wayne Mullen threatened state officials with jail time, saying if they don't comply with the administration's demands, yeah, that they'll end up getting jail time. Like, these people are going to get jail time. And the mandatory changes include scrubbing voter rolls, which I had to look up because I'm going to be honest with you. Like, until I got into, like, politics recently and really started, like, putting, you know, doing the good thing, I had no idea what it meant. I assumed that voter rolls meant, like, us, like the voter, like our voting data. And I was like, but that can't be it because, like, a voter roll, why would they call it that? Well, yep, that's what it's called. So you and I, like, my personal voting record, my personal voting data card, all that is in their system. And what they're wanting to do is purge people from those voter rolls. So say that they decide that they're just going to purge, for example, I think I'm registered as an independent in North Carolina, and if Trump decides that he wants to purge all Democratic voters or people that voted for Kamala, for example, he can message or can, like, obviously it won't work with our governor that we have now, but say we had a Republican governor. That Republican governor that has, like, a Republican House and Senate can go, cool, we're going to purge everybody that voted for Kamala Harris. I'm now purged. Say that they decide to purge my voter roll the week before elections. I can't fix that. I can no longer vote. That's it. I'm done. I'm cooked. That's what they're wanting to do, is they want to give them a list of people that they want to purge from these voter rolls. And that's it. That's all she wrote. I'm checking my eye. That's it. That's what they're gonna do. And we can't do a fucking thing about it because whenever, like, how are we gonna fix that in a week with, you know, obviously, like, the ACLU, like, if that ever happens, I will be contacting a lawyer. I will be figuring something out. Because I'm not losing my fucking right to vote. I'm not doing it. Because, like, you're gonna have to take it on my fucking cold dead hands. Don't fuck with me, dude. Don't fucking do it. But yeah, that is literally what's at stake right now. That's what could potentially be what we're gonna see, which is horrifying. Let's see if I can get my Instagram to work, because there is a video that I really wanted to show with this next story, because it's quite important. Motherfucker. That's it. I'm gonna have to do this. Copy link. I'm gonna send it to myself really fast. Shit. Apply. Send. I'm just gonna get it that way. Sorry, guys. So we do know who killed Johann Sebastian Guerrero, and that is David Brulette, who is the ICE officer that shot him. And we now have his ex-wife coming out of the woodwork to tell her story about him. I didn't realize. Here we go. So yeah, let's go play that real fast. I also wanted to, like, I don't know, guys. All right.
That he was actually working for ICE until yesterday, and I was completely shocked because I'm like, how do you keep getting into these jobs where you're around guns all the time?
What?
I asked him what was going on. He told me that I don't need to be answering questions for anybody, that all I needed to know was that it was a justified shooting and that he did do it. And he claimed that this man had tried to run him over And I said, I don't see that in anything, and I've watched it from all angles. And he's like, well, I need you to lie about my character because this is how, like, this is what it comes down to is like my character. I don't want you talking about any of the abuse in our relationship. Like, this is literally about me, actually. I told him that I was not going to lie for him.
Good
that
girl.
I've waited years to speak my truth. I've been silenced long enough, and now I need to come out with everything because a man lost his life. I didn't realize that.
So this is his ex-wife, and she has been telling her story, and this doesn't go into the details of what's going on with her or like what happened with their relationship. So let me make sure I have all this right. She said that in 2022 a police report was made which would have came out on the background check. That's what I've done in the past. I've done background checks for people, and this would have been a hit on a background check. So I know for certain this would have came back. The police report was of him throwing his 13-year-old daughter through a coffee table. He threw his 13-year-old daughter into a coffee table. He could have killed her, by the way. Like, no matter what, like, oh, well, if it was like a plywood board, because like I know my mom would make excuses for that. That's why I'm saying this, is because I already know the excuses that people will make, because my stepdad would have made those same excuses too. Like, oh, well, if it's just a, like, you know, IKEA kind of thing, then it's really not that bad. Or what if she just tripped and fell backwards into it? It doesn't fucking matter, because here's the thing. That's wood. It doesn't matter what kind of wood it is, or even worse, if it was a glass table, you could kill yourself on that. Like, someone could literally just fall back onto something and get themselves killed. Human bodies are resilient, but they're also very not. So there's going to be people out there that are going to make up excuses for that behavior. If you are a grown-ass adult and you hit a child, you deserve the guillotine. I said what I said. That's extreme. I don't give a fuck. You didn't come here for niceness. Like, I'm gonna be fucking real. If you're hitting a child, my stepdad beat the shit out of me. I have a scar right there, about from here to here, and you only feel it. But that scar is from my stepdad throwing me into my solid oak dresser, and I was knocked unconscious for hours. It happened at probably, like, I know my stepdad and my mom had just gotten home and we had just eaten dinner, and we were obsessive. My mom's obsessive compulsive. So like the time was always the same. So it had to have been around like 7 or 8 p.m. at night. My stepdad picked me up physically and threw me into my room, and I clocked out. He saw me. He was right there. He knew that I hit the thing, knew that I knocked unconscious. Bye. He left me unconscious. And they did whatever. I woke up and it was nighttime. The lights were out. They had cleaned up the house. They just left me. They fucking just left me. So when I say that men like that hit kids, they deserve like, anybody that hits a child deserves a guillotine. It's said with full ass conscious, like, I know how those fucking people are, dude. If they're willing to hit a child, they're a fucking monster. You're an adult. Take a fucking walk. If you're so pissed off, take a fucking walk. You scuzzy bitch. Fucking hell. My stepdad, as far, like, my ex-step, because he's an ex-stepdad, like, as far as I know, he is not doing well. So that's fun. I love that for him. But, like, he has done a lot of shit. Like, he, from what I understand, like, one of his ex-wives, because he has 4, I got probably more now, but he abused one of them. He divorced every single wife before the child turned 3, Weird. Then all of a sudden gets an 11-year-old stepdaughter. Can beat the shit out of me all the fucking time. If a man is willing to do that, and my stepdad was a vile human being, and it would not surprise me if he is an ICE officer. I'm going to be 100% with you. It would not surprise me in the least bit if he is. So whenever I tell you stories like this, or tell you that whenever someone out there is this big of a monster to their child, it is no surprise that he has a murder under his belt now. He went into the ICE training. He went into that because he knew that he would be able to kill someone. He went into it because he knew that he would one day be able to shoot someone in their head, and he did just that. I grew up with these monsters. I dated these monsters, unfortunately. I know what I'm talking about when I tell you guys this shit. There isn't an ICE officer out there that's a good person. Because if you're a good person, you would not be able to join. I've said in the past, I'm like, man, I wish I could join just so I could, like, find everybody's information and just dox the shit out of them. And then I was like, oh yeah, I have to do all this awful shit. I can't do it. I just can't do it. Ew. Ban. But yeah. I don't say this shit just to say it. I know from experience, and it is a very unfortunate experience, but it's an experience nevertheless. I want to grab, what do I need? I need my contour. I was like, wait a second. I don't have contour. Actually, you know what? I'm going to not do brown. I'm going to do, well, I'll do a mix of brown and black. I'm pale, so I can use the black contour because then it's more of a contrast with my ghostly appearance. All right. Nope. Not this one. But yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah, she also has a voicemail of him threatening to slit her throat. And in the past, he's pulled a gun on her while she was in the shower. And the AP found other violent history with family members saying that he attacks women. Yeah. Yeah. He's definitely in it for the murder. So he can murder. Not so he can be a good, upstanding fucking citizen. Or help the country. He joined to kill and harm. And anyone involved in ICE needs to be guillotined. I don't care. Assholes be assholes, you know what I mean? Speaking of assholes, Todd Blanche met with the survivors of the Epstein files because during his QA with everyone to see if they want to confirm him or not as Attorney General, he decided that he was going to well, they were trying to get him to meet with the survivors. They're like, well, why haven't you done that? Blah, 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 blah. And so he's like, fine, I'll meet with them. He was an asshole to them. He gaslit them. He, pardon. He gaslit them. He belittled them and pawned the responsibility of the Epstein files onto a lower staff member. He was like, actually, they can handle it. It's not my responsibility, and pawned it off on a low-tier staff member. Because that's not weird. He doesn't want to have Trump accountable for his actions. So, again, what a piece of shit. What an absolute piece of shit. Fucking hate Todd Blanche. He better not get fucking confirmed, because that's not going to be a good thing at all. Because he is not, he's supposed to be our lawyer. He's supposed to be the people's lawyer. He's Donald Trump's lawyer, is what he is. Whenever he, quote unquote, supposedly Freudian slipped on this. I think, well, he did Freudian slip, but, you know, people are like, oh, it was just an accident. He didn't mean to say that. Like, he's been his way. No. He said what he meant and realized that he fucked up and went back on what he said because he's like, I'm Trump's lawyer. I mean, I'm Trump's lawyer. I mean, I'm the people's lawyer or whatever. I was like, bro, come on, man. This is fucking nuts, dude. That's crazy shit. I hate that. Trump. Oops. I wasn't supposed to grab this specific one, but I guess we're gonna go in with this powder. Fuck it. We gotta. Oh, look at me. I'm looking ghastly. That's what I'm going for. We want to look sick. So people won't approach me. Normies won't approach me. I'm sorry. Normies won't approach me. They'll be like, that bitch looks dead. All right. Yeah, Fat L for Donald Trump as well. We're gonna get excited about that one because I'm gonna take every win that we can. You know what I mean? United Airlines is now allowing people to get their flights changed to a different airport if they don't want to go to the Palm Beach airport, aka the new DJT, Donald Trump Airport. So I hope all of those airlines do that. I need all of them to do that because incredibly hilarious. Like that's funny. And that will mean that airport will be forced to change its name back, which why are we doing that? Also, why are we putting Donald Trump's fucking head on a gold coin? Dude isn't dead. It's like the law is that we are not to have a sitting president on a on currency unless they've been dead for at least 2 years. He gets to be on a fucking coin, but like Harriet Tubman or, you know, any Frederick Douglass, not any, you know, nobody in the black community doesn't get their no? Cool. All right, fuck it. I guess that's what we're doing. What the fuck are, like, I don't want that bright a blush. What am I doing? I need something light. Just so it's a little under everything. Fuck it. We're gonna just do a little pink and highlight because I want some color, but not a whole lot. Cool. Beautiful. Wonderful. We did it. Huzzah, everybody. Yeah. Crazy shit. What else we got? Oh yeah, Trump is now threatening to tariff Canada further because of their wildfires. Really fucking with our neighbors to the north there, buddy. Like, Canadians are chill fucking people, and you're out here just being assholes to them. Like, they're not doing anything wrong. Like, literally, the earth is on fire because they're living above a meth house. Like, our world is on fire because of us. Americans are, like, America and our use of fossil fuels and everything else and our pollution into the air is definitely hurting. We're definitely making this planet hotter and more fucked up. But no, it's Canada. Canada's. Hey, Bat Daddy, how are you doing? How's it going? Yeah, poor Canada, dudes. I'm so sad about this. And then, just a heads up, like, air quality is really, really bad. I actually checked on my family in Chicago because I didn't realize that Chicago was getting it too. But like, my aunt was like, it's gnarly out. I was like, shit. That sucks, dude. And of course my mom was like, oh, it's not a big deal. She's like, at least it's not bad here in Southern Illinois. And I was like, girl, we're in a group chat with your sister that's in Chicago and my cousins that are in Chicago. What are you doing? Like, I gave a shit to, like, message them and be like, hey, everybody all right? You know, no one's lungs are dying or breaking out of their chest. No? Cool, great. My mom's like, well, it's not that bad over here. I'll give you a hint as to who she voted for and why I very infrequently talk to her now, because she acted like she wanted a relationship and then just she wants her version. She doesn't want she doesn't want her child, but she wants her version of me, which is great. Someone go throw that orange turd into the fire for real. I wish I could just like eat, like, basketball free throw that shit, you know? Into the fire you go, Trump. Don't worry, you're gonna be there eventually anyways. With old Lindsey Graham. Dude, that game was so much fun yesterday. I know that it's not really like a whole lot of a game, but I think I might have to play it again at some point. I might give it a second and replay it, but goddamn. Northeastern people have been horrible today. Yes. At like 6 a.m. is densely thick smoke. You couldn't see more than, oh God. That's so dangerous. People don't realize that either. I don't think people realize that, like, whenever there's that much smoke, you can't really drive in it. It's very dangerous to be in it because of that exact reason. You can't see 10 feet in front of your face. Do you really think headlights are going to fix that? No. That shit's not going to fix like that. Holy shit. That's crazy. I knew that it was bad over there, but, like, fuck, dude. I wish it wasn't that bad. Like, I knew that it was probably within that wheelhouse. Because, again, like, I know some fire and how it is, at least with, like, not a house fire, but, like, an apartment fire. That was, I'm not gonna lie, that was the scariest shit that's ever happened to me, where I was like, oh my God, this is a real life. Also, that was the moment where I was like, yeah, I think I like tornadoes more. I think I can handle those better. And that's absolutely insane, but I'm from the Midwest, so, like, we were outside playing on the playground while there was an active donut above us. And I literally, I was a smart kid. I am very sad that so many people placed it in my head that I wasn't an intelligent person as a kid. And I really wish someone would have nurtured that more, but I digress. Because whenever I saw that in my, like, tiny, I think it was, like, in 5th grade. I was in 5th grade. And I looked up and I was like, that's a funnel. That's a forming funnel. We should probably be inside the school. So I went up to the resource girl and I was like, hey, I don't know if you see the donut above us, but we probably should be inside. And she's like, it's fine. And I was like, okay. And I stood by the doors the rest of the rest of recess. I stood in the doorway to go inside and I was like, nope. Little baby Jenna knew her shit. Like, she fucking knew. The second that thing was forming, I was like, hard pass. I'm gonna go closest, because they were like, oh, you can't go inside yet. And I was like, this is so fucking stupid. And that's whenever I just stood by the door. That's why I didn't go inside, is because they didn't allow us to go inside if anybody was gonna question that. But yeah, because we weren't allowed inside. I assume because they were probably like, teachers were running amok and losing their minds because they live in a small town and have to deal with us little shits. So whatever reason, we had to stay outside, and I was like, this is dangerous. I'm gonna stay as close to the door as possible. Being from Texas originally, tornadoes are not that scary when you've been through enough of them. Yeah, right. I used to live oh yeah. Yeah, Southern Illinois is pretty heavy in Tornado Alley as well. And speaking of weather patterns, a 7.2 magnitude earthquake hit off the coast of Mexico this morning. And like I've been wanting to talk about a lot of these earthquakes that are happening because a lot of people don't know about the one that runs the length of not the length of the United States, but they don't know about New Madrid and how detrimental that motherfucker will be whenever it goes off. And not to, again, it goes straight through Southern Illinois. So like I knew about it growing up. And I've always, like, that was the one big fear that I had as a kid. Like tornadoes, fucking whatever. New Madrid going off. I was like, if that motherfucker goes off, and my teachers were like, "Oh no, it's dormant now. It's not active. It's active again, by the way." That, if you remember, if you were taught this in history class, cool, whatever. But if not, it won't ring any bells, literally. But in Boston, the bells rang. The church bells were ringing because of the earthquake that hit with the New Madrid. And it has been said that if New Madrid goes back off, now if it goes back off and it doesn't like do the damage that it could, thank God. But with all these earthquakes, it brings that thought process back up to the surface where I'm like, if New Madrid goes off, the devastation. And it's not just like, oh, well, it's just the Midwest, I'm not going to be affected. That's our farmland. That's a big chunk of our farmland. Our soybeans, our corn, all that area will be affected. Sounds like a problem for everyone to me. I'm telling you. I've been harping on this since I was a kid. That was one of the things where I was like, if this motherfucker goes off again, mostly since I was in high school, if this goes off again, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good at all. Actually, let me show you exactly where it's at because you'll be like, oh, yeah, no, that's going to be bad. New Madrid fault line. I have too much shit in my way. So, here we go. It goes through the center part of the United States. Where's my line at? Oh, here we go. So it goes through Arkansas, up through Southern Illinois. So I lived right here, basically, at the top of this box. So, like, that's a lot of cornfields. People don't realize that, like, a majority of this area, right through here, where Southern Illinois is, St. Louis, like, all of this, it's all farmland. It is a majority farmland. If that goes, again, if New Madrid goes off, and look at the bandwidth, though. If New Madrid goes off, so this was the New Madrid earthquake of 1811. It reached this far. It reached that far. If that goes off, it's not going to be good because those roads are not new. A lot of these roads in this area, specifically, I've lived in Nashville. I hung out in St. Louis a lot. I've hung out in all parts of fucking Illinois and Indianapolis and Kentucky. Lots of farmland. And those roads, not very good. They're not good at all. So I'm always waiting for that motherfucker to go back off and me being like, not gonna be good. But yeah. Shaking felt, yeah. It's crazy. And it's like, oh, it hasn't gone off in like that long. It's like, yeah, activity. Let me see. Here we go. The strongest recent tremor was a 4.1 that's struck Pemiscot County in Missouri, which was felt across multiple states. If that's whenever I think it was, I did feel it in Southern Illinois. And it like, I was like, what the fuck? That's scary to think about, honestly, because we're getting residuals of that here in PA, right where I live, and we have an oil refinery plant downtown less than 2, plus a bomb and arrow for, yeah. Actually, that's a good question. I didn't even think about it shaking refinery, like oil refinery plants and stuff like that. I think Southern Illinois has a nuke plant. Oh my God. I think so. Grand Tower Energy Center. Is that one actually a nuclear? Whoop. Yep. There are several in Southern Illinois. But yeah, I didn't even think about that part of it. Like if a nuke plant gets shaken, ooh, it's not gonna be good. It's not gonna be good at all for us. Oh no, no, no. Jesus Christ. Yeah. That's crazy. And then if you look at like the area that is being hit with like the smoke from the fires in Canada, it's reaching all the way down to like past North Carolina and South Carolina, dudes. Like we're still in like a bubble of that. That's a hole in the earth waiting to happen, right? It's true though. It is seriously true because yeah, it's scary shit, dude. Like, and this is not to tell you this shit to like fearmonger or scare you, but with the way that things are going and with the way that we're witnessing our energy levels and our, our us just polluting the fuck out of our planet, it's only a matter of time before something happens detrimental as far as like, water crisis, climate crisis, all of that. So like it's like, what do we do as people? Because like we can't, like we're not even able to afford to survive paycheck to paycheck. What's gonna happen if like the worst case scenario happens and we can't get food, we can't get whatever? That's scary shit, dude. I always say like if you don't have community, you need to get community in like your local area. Make friends where you can. Do all that because like at some point we're going to have to probably rely on each other. Possibly, who knows? Like my like slightly best case scenario is that everything goes down and we just have to run and live in the woods together and make huts and stuff. Like I would prefer that, honestly. I want to chop some wood. I want to build a home by my hands. Like the redneck in me, there's only about 10% of redneck in there. But my God, has she been waiting just for her moment to shine? And I'm like, because I grew up, like, again, in Southern Illinois, there's fucking nothing. So growing up, like, redneck white trash, I'm like, I could make it. I know how to do all these things. That's great. Like, we're gonna go out in the woods. We're gonna go hunting and fishing. The only reason I'm not good at fishing is because like I have other shit I need to do and get to. But if I don't have the responsibilities of the world and on the weight of my shoulders, dude, I'll sit there and fish all day. Fuck yeah, dude. I don't like I know how I in theory I know how to scale a fish. I haven't done it in person, but I know how to do it and I've seen it done. But I want to. Warren, PA, warning, very unhealthy effects. Yeah. Just hit your phone. Healthy individuals stay are likely to experience difficulty breathing and irritation. Exactly. So let's see. Actually, Canadian and wildfires map of smoke. There we go. That's what I was looking for. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, so this is, you can't see because of my big old noggin being over here. There we go. Up. But yeah. That's the plume. The plume of smoke. Oh yeah, that shit's... What fire's here? Not close. Okay. I don't... This is a scary fucking map, dude. Jeez. Yeah, that's definitely hit my family. A lot of my family is like in this vicinity. The tippy top of Illinois, and then also down, and an earlier round. Me just doxing myself nonchalantly. If you want to go visit my mom, go for it. But you're gonna immediately call me up and be like, I know. I was actually thinking about it the other day. That if I get taken, like if they end up taking like political, like commentators or whatever, no, nope. Hold on, I gotta fix this. Video capture device, thank you. Sneak myself back over here, because I will forget. But I was sitting there thinking about it, like, what's gonna happen if, like, a bunch of us are, taken or, whatever. I was like, I'm gonna have to rely on my friends to, and certain cousins to be able to get word out that, like, hey, I've been jailed for protesting or whatever. We need to get me out. That sort of thing. I realized, I was like, no one allow my mother to be interviewed. I am dead serious, because I was sitting there thinking about it and I was like, what would she say? What would she genuinely say to the press and media about me? And I sat there and I was like, she would probably tell them that I deserved it. She'd probably be like, well, she shouldn't have been doing that in the first place. And I'd just be like, they'd ask me the first question out of the gate. They'd be like, how does it feel? Like, how do you feel about your mother saying that? I'd be like, I'm just glad that everybody sees it too. Thank you guys. Like, that would be me. So we have to make these plans. It's true. It's so true. And like, luckily for me, I have cousins that would back me up and be like, no. This is bullshit. She should be out. And if she's not out, we're going to break her out. My aunt would probably do shit like that. She'd be like, they need to let her go, or else the second that I can, I'm going to break her out my goddamn self, and they can't stop me. Because what are they going to do? Sue me? Like, I'd be like, oh my God. Yes, my family does talk like Valley Girl. That's why I say like as much as I do. That it, like, I just did again. It's a verbiage I will never change about myself, because I grew up in the 90s and I loved Clueless. So I will never apologize for me being a slight Valley Girl. You can't be a redneck and a Valley Girl. Hold my beer. Let me show you. Is this an IPA? Yep. I did not do my eyeliner good. I want you guys to like see this, because like a lot of people are like, wow, you do it's so great on your makeup. I want you to know it's not always like this one versus that one. What's this one doing? What what are they even trying to, what is this one trying to achieve? It's not achieving whatever it's trying to, but one eyeliner is always slightly more fucked up than the other one, and this is not bright enough. Oh God. Ah! But yeah, I have actually truthfully thought about that, but again, I've said this before, that I firmly believe I'm kind of like the Z team at this point on the top, like with people that do the news and report and whatnot. I feel like I'm kind of like super low tier, and like I think I'm like a knockoff version of like Valenti Vod, and I don't know, someone else. I can't think of who. Maybe Chasing Oz. I fucking love her. She started following me and I was like, oh, what? What? But yeah, I feel like I'm just kind of like a slight knockoff of them. Or maybe I'm just making my own thing at this point. Because I am doing the news in either like goth clothing or cosplay. I can't wait for Dragon Con because I really am going to go nuts on doing the news there, because I haven't really done the news outside of like my little space, and there's a good reason for that. A lot of times if I'm doing like the news somewhere out and about, I like hide myself because I'm like, I don't need to deal with a Trump supporter yelling at me on camera and me being like having to like fight someone. Like, I don't want to do it, so I'm going to try to avoid it. But with Dragon Con, I'm just like, fucking all bets are off. So I'm gonna be in there like doing the news, and I'll be like cosplay news, but it's gonna be like with my roommates who are also, they know what I do and they're super proud of me, but like they're gonna be in the background just being like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. And I'd be like, it is the way that it is. Like, I hope to God it's like that, but I don't know. It's in August and I finally got my everything set up for it. So I'm like, September, it's in September. I'm super stoked about it. Also, oh, teardrops. Oh my God. I didn't tell you. So I have to wait to send in, I have to message the DJI company and be like, hey, like, can you notate on my my account that I can't send in my camera until after this event, because I decided to shoot my shot. I was sitting on it, and the date for the last day to like send in your request for this was today. So I did it yesterday. But I was like, I put in for GalaxyCon as a news organization, and I got a media badge. I got it. I was like, are you guys gonna like believe me? Or, and I'm like, I'm kind of in that space where I feel like I'm lying about my credentials, about being because like at this point I have to start being like real with myself and going, you're actually a news outlet now. And I have to really like not feel like I'm like, what is it called? Like that I'm pretending to be someone that I'm not. Imposter syndrome. Like, I feel like I have imposter syndrome a lot of times with it, but I'm like, dude, I've been doing this for like a while now, and I've been doing, in my humble opinion, like a good job. I'm very proud of myself for like all the info that I've retained, coming from someone that thought that their brain was mashed potatoes. And I was a person that was incredibly self-conscious about my intelligence. And it, like, come to find out, it's because like the people that I was like in relationships with that made me feel like that. Because I know how to choose them, let me tell you. But I I'm very proud of like the amount that I retain and that I have that I know. I've debated people recently in real time and I've won every single time and I'm like, yeah. Cuz like a little known fact about me is that whenever I was in high school, I was on the debate team. It was a very haphazard debate team. But I would win pretty, like, not all the time, but often enough. And my biggest claim to fame was living in the Bible Belt of Southern Illinois. And I was very lucky with the kids that I grew up with. They weren't inherently racist kids. Like, we grew up in an all-white town. So, like, things, there were things, but it could have been way worse. Let's just say that. Kids could have been way meaner. Kids could have been abusive and violent. Like, some of them were in relationships with me, but not like in friendships and stuff. And my home life was trash. It was horrible. I hated it. I was scared to go home. So I was in everything that I could get my grubby little paws into. That's why I think I'm as eclectic as I am now. But I joined the debate team, and being in a super religious, you know, white area, we did a creation versus evolution. I was the only one on the evolution side. No one wanted to be on my side because they, like, the ones that knew that I, like, that, you know, we could pull a good argument, they were like, I'm not going to do it because we're going to lose. Because the people that we're debating in front of that were giving us the scores, it wasn't a good number. So I took on that myself. I was like, nah, I got this, coach, because our debate team coach was my actual wrestling coach. Hilarious. But yeah, I took it on and I won. I convinced everybody. They, like, I remember, I think his name is Matt. I do believe it was Matt that was in my class. Said, he was like, I would normally say I would go with creationism because I'm heavily Christian. He's like, Jen made great arguments though. He's like, congratulations, Jen. I was like, and I think he was Pentecostal. No, his name was Brad. John. There we go. I figured it out. Yeah. One of my classmates, John, he was Pentecostal, and he was like, good job. I was like, thank you. Whoa. Cause like those people are not like, I'm decent at names, not entirely, but with my class, I remember all of them because we still very, not all the time, but we talk enough. I do not talk to John that often though. I think he is still Pentecostal. Like, him and I will get along to a degree, but he knows that I can debate, so I'm pretty sure that he won't. Like, he would never. It would be like, not with this one. And also, speaking of which, R.I.P. my classmate Seth, who died in a fucking tragic accident last week. So, or no, this week. Is it this week? No, it was last week. And his funeral and everything was yesterday. And of course, I can't make it to Southern Illinois, so I wasn't able to go. But man, dude was fucking awesome. He was one of the dudes that was in a band, and he played at a local coffee shop where all of us kids hung out. You know, the story, everybody's like, I wish that there was like a coffee shop for like kids to hang out at. We had that. We did. We were very lucky. It was so cool. And the local coffee shop had them do a show for everybody, and I remember being in it, and I was like, whoa, this is so fucking cool, because like it was packed to the brim with people, and I'm like, holy shit, this is so cool. And like, I'll never forget moments like that. And also like sneaking out of the house to like actually go hang out with people as a teenager. And by the way, whenever I say sneak out of the house, that was the only way that I could go out because I was grounded about 90% of the time. I wasn't allowed to go out ever unless I was at school or work. Because my stepdad would always punish me in some fashion. And yeah. Didn't get to go out or do anything, so late at night I would sneak out, and it wasn't very often because I knew that my stepdad didn't care to like hurt me, so I was as chill as I possibly could as a kid. But yeah, little backstory in the Genesee lore. This name is ridiculous. I use it far too often like that. But yeah. Lots of crazy stuff. I think that's why I can handle the news the way that I do and just ingest it in the way that I do, is because I'm just like, oh yeah, this feels like another fucking day. Like, I grew up in the shit, so I guess I can just continue wallowing in it like a piggy. Like a little piggy. Which they're adorable. But yeah. Okay, we're good. We did it. We just have to put lips on and then... There it goes. She's just spitting. But yeah. Okay, let's play Neopets. Oh, actually, it's 6:25. So yeah, I think I'm gonna skip Neopets just because I have to jump, or I'm going to a what do you call it? Oh wait. Oh wait, hold on. We're gonna I wanna take a peek at this, a little gander. So instead of playing Neopets, we're just gonna take a quick gander over at this game that... Oh, thank you. I'm going to see a movie at a drive-in. Didn't even know we had one. So, that's fun. But yeah, I just want to see this. I want to take a gander at this little game. You know what I mean? It's just look at it. But this is what Solid sent me yesterday. Another big, beautiful day as the best president ever. Hold on, wait a second. This is fairly loud. There we go. Oh my god. Hold on, how do I... Okay, there we go. Uh-oh, another one of your executive orders was halted by the courts. Order a Diet Coke, invade Iran. I'm not gonna play this entirely. Let's just... Should we do Diet Coke or invade Iran? Diet Coke or invade Iran? My heart is telling me order a Diet Coke. Yep, okay. 2 for a Diet Coke, buddy. Woo! Oh my god. How many Diet Cokes can I get? Can I get a desk full? I'm gonna save the invade Iran. Oh! My health is perfect! Achievement unlocked! Okay, yeah, we're definitely gonna play this game on a day. And I might actually do a game night where I'm doing only political games, because this is fucking incredible. I didn't know that games like this existed, or like the Fuck Ice game, or the Lindsay in Hell. Lindsey Graham in Hell. Lindsey Graham in Hell. I can't snap with this hand, don't judge me. But yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do this because this is incredible. My health is perfect. Oh wait, does he have the ability to move around? Does it give me another achievement? I love all the gold, by the way. Okay. All right. We're gonna not play too much of that because I don't want to spoil it for us at all. Order a Diet Coke or an Invade Iran. This is incredible. I love that it has that. Anyways, but yeah, I'm gonna jump off here because I do need to change my attire so that I can go and sit in a car while I'm doing the thing. Let's see, should I raid? Incredible. I definitely need to do that for real. All right, we're gonna jump over to, do I even have anybody? Yes, I do. Professor Panda. That's fair. Let's do it. Fuck it. We'll do Professor Panda. Uh-oh, sorry. Mute site. Professor Panda. Playing Fate Walker. Fuck yeah. We love it. We love to see it. All right, I'm gonna go change. Oh, I didn't do this. Hold on. Did I actually get it? Right out of the gate like that? Don't tell me I did that. No way. I'm not gonna have to fix it. Not really. Boom. I wanted brown lipstick so it looks like a mouth like an anus. Anyway. Nailed it. I'll never not think of that whenever I wear brown lipstick now because of, what is it called? The League. There's an episode about that. Anyways, guys, I will see you on Monday. I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to be on this weekend, but I might. I'm going to figure it out. But in the meantime, stay safe out there, guys. If you're not following me on my other platforms, what are you doing? JennaSayWhat.com/links. You'll find all the links there. They range from mild to spicy, and you'll figure that out when you get there. Have a great night, guys. Fuck ice. Guillotines are nice.